My chat room guest has the honour of selling over 12 million albums in her career, singer-songwriter Tori Amos. Welcome.
Hi there, Walter.
And welcome to Walt's World. Yeah, I understand you've played over 1,000 shows. Where's your favourite venue to play, Tori?
Well, that's quite a question. If I'm honest with you, it depends on the audience more than the brick and mortar. It really depends on the magic of the people that night. And you never know when that's going to be. You really don't.
That's a great answer. You've collected numerous awards. Which one means the most to you?
There was a Vampire Songwriter Award, I think sometime in the 90s. And I always have treasured that one, I think, more than most.
Okay. That's different.
Yeah, I think the thing about awards is that it's always, if we're honest with each other, of course, it's wonderful to be acknowledged. Everybody, if we're honest about it. But when you're nominated for something, I think that's good enough. I don't think, if I don't win, it's a drag. My dad is more of he keeps sort of a scorecard on what awards are won in the family, but I don't really think too much about that.
Okay. And you don't think of yourself as a vampire either?
No, but I have vampire teeth. So it's just one of those things that when you have that and people look at you funny, especially when all the films were coming out, and as a singer, you do open your mouth in a certain way that you wouldn't normally. So people have noticed that through my career.
All right, we might see
but
you.
I'm a kindly one.
A kindly vampire.
Vegetarian vampire, yeah.
Vegetarian vampire. We might see you in an episode of True Blood one night.
Maybe.
Your newest artistic creation is Gold Dust, your 13th album. I hope you're not superstitious.
No, I think the number 13 is quite lucky. I'm not superstitious about 13. I think that's more of I don't know. I think it's probably a lucky number. That's what I think. And we've all been dissuaded from using it.
There is a school of thought that says 13 is a lucky number.
There is, and I think that's correct.
Mm.
But it's been many years, I think, playing with an orchestra. I wanted to do it, but I've never recorded live with one, never. All the other records, you would get the master take, piano vocal finished. And then when you had a string date, they would play to what was a fixed performance, meaning edited perfect, right? And so playing with an orchestra at recording, what was happening was they would play something and I would respond to them, and it changed the way that I was approaching the music. Sometimes it's very subtle, but this was definitely a conversation and a collaboration with the Dutch orchestra, the Metropole.
Because it's safe to say, with some of the songs that you've reinvented them for Gold Dust, haven't you? Some favourites of yours.
Well, that's an intriguing word. I think that what I've always tried to say is the songs are alive. And imagine they're beautiful women. All of the songs are of female nature. And I don't know any woman that doesn't want to change outfits sometimes. And all the women that I know, even the ones that aren't the glamorous ones, I know all kinds of women from all over the world, but even the ones that are more, how would you say it, love to fish, kind of tomboyish, they still like to change their flannel shirt and boots.
Gold Dust itself sounds all very glamorous. Where did you get the title from?
There's a song on the record called Gold Dust that was written about the birth of my daughter, Natasha. and that was originally on Scarlet's Walk and was rearranged for this. The original arrangement, it's not that different, but it was only arranged for strings, and of course this orchestra contains all kinds of instruments, so it needed to be rearranged so that you could include woodwinds, brass, all kinds of wonderful players.
So how did you go about choosing the songs for Gold Dust then?
Well, I started to think about this project as it was developing as a living memory box, and that certain songs needed to represent different times in my life. A song called Jackie's Strength was written after my husband proposed to me. And I don't know how to say this, but before you get married, I'm sure any bride, before she gets married, there is a moment where your life flashes before your eyes. And Jackie's Strength is the song that tells that story. So different songs were chosen because they represented different times in my life.
And you write about relationships quite a lot in your songs. How is your relationship between yourself and your husband these days, and your daughter?
Well, we're a little small unit. It's just the three of us, and in some ways, I think that it's because she doesn't have brothers and sisters. It's made us a pretty close-knit family, and she's been on all the world tours. She's studying now at Sylvia Young Performing Arts School in London, so she starts school in a week or so. And Mark and I were working together in 1994. He was doing live sound on that tour. And we've been working ever since. He engineers the records with his partner, Marcel Van Lambig. So we work together and travel together, and I must say we're pretty blessed.
Tori Amos, my Facebook friends want to ask a couple of questions. Donna wants to know, what is Cornflake Girl all about?
It's about betrayal amongst women friends, really. And what happens when you believe that you have a trust and an understanding in a friendship, and somehow, some way, because of other influences, maybe a boyfriend, maybe other friends, a division happens between the two of you.
Mm-hmm. Well, that explains that. And Shannon asks, were you a fan of the Armand Van Halen's dance remix of your song Professional Widow?
I remember when we heard it for the first time. We were on tour, and I decided that night I would listen to it while margaritas were being poured and the bus was rolling. And everyone was bus surfing to it that night. Yes, we'd had a few margaritas, but I would say to you, the first moment it was played, I thought, yeah, I'm not a dance music person, but even I like this.
You're a bit of a pioneer in a lot of ways. First major label artist to offer a single for a download, that kind of thing. You once said you didn't have a computer. Do you have one these days, and do you keep up with technology?
Yes, I have a computer, but I use it more as an emailing device. My daughter is very much into the whole thing, of course, like most 11-year-olds. And Mark keeps up with it because he has to for what he does. But I'm definitely more of a parchment book person. I have a pretty extensive library, and if the power does go out, I'm ready.
Okay.
If you wear size 37.5 shoe and need a book, come find me, because I have shoes and books.
Shoes and books. And lip gloss. Do you still keep one hidden in the piano on stage?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. A wise woman does. And not lipstick. That can go horribly wrong, as it did. I did a Victor and Rolf show where I played for the Dutch designers at one of their Paris shows one year. And a very famous makeup artist had put bright red lipstick on my face. Now, at the time, Walter, I should have said, okay, sweetie, maybe there's a reason I never wear bright red lipstick before I put my face in front of a microphone. And sure enough, after I sang and did the performance, there was no red lipstick on my lips anymore, but it was all over my face because it had gone onto the microphone and back onto my face. So that's why I wear my trusty lip gloss and nothing goes wrong.
Never a good look. Tori Amos,
No.
fact or fiction, Tori Amos, you see yourself as a vehicle for a higher power or muse.
Well, however that's put, I would say I serve the muses, but I don't really like the wording of that because there is a self-aggrandizement to that, and I would say to you that it's a privilege to be able to serve the muses. Any composer worth their salt would tell you that. It's you treat it with humility though and respect. I do. I have great respect for them, or they will go and never come back again.
I'll get you comfy on the couch now, Tori Amos, and just a quick Q&A from you. First memory of life?
First memory of life, a piano, black, tall, upright.
First love, who was it?
Oh, John Lennon.
The first wage packet, and what were you doing for it?
Say that again?
Your first wage packet, and what were you doing to earn the money?
My dad got me 2-for-1 with weddings and funerals. I was cheaper than the organist. I was about 9. And I would do the funerals in the morning and the weddings in the afternoon. And I must tell you, the repertoire was far more exciting for the funerals because you got the carpenters for the weddings in those days.
Yes. And if you could have a superpower, Tori Amos, what would it be?
Oh. What would yours be, Walter?
I think flying.
Tash, my daughter, I know what she wants. She wants to freeze time. She wants to be able to freeze time. So maybe I'll side with her.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I'd also like to be able to take the pain away from my family when they have it.
Oh, yes, that's a wonderful power to have.
Can you describe yourself in 3 words, Tori Amos?
Loves a laugh.
Okay. And when they make a movie about you, who's going to play you?
Somebody ginger.
Thought you might say that.
Kate Blanchett would do a great job.
Yes. Are you a morning person or a night person?
Well, it depends if I'm jet lagging, and I'm traveling all the time. So the thing is, I must tell you, I love being able to get up really, really early. I mean, 4 o'clock. Because that's when the world, it seems as if wherever you are, the world has not, you don't have thought pollution at that time of the morning. And you can tap in to ideas and thoughts. So when I'm traveling a lot and the jet lag's working in my favor, I can be up at 3.
And finally, Tori Amos, before you leave us tonight, where's the strangest place that you've been recognised? Someone has called out your name.
In an airport, traveling in the Middle East somewhere, and an Egyptian woman came up to me in the ladies' room. I might have been in Israel, and she said to me, "You have to keep singing about freedom for women. You must do that, and don't think we're not listening. And sometimes it's hard for us to get to the music, but we get it, and we pass it along to other women, and don't you ever stop." And that came at a time when I needed to hear that.
That's right. Well, I'd love to echo those words too. Thank you for having a chat with us tonight and getting comfy on the couch as well, Tori Amos.
Oh, thank you, Walter. Big hugs. All the best.